I noticed Susan doesn't use words to tell her dog what not to do. I use leave it for things I don't want my dog to touch. If I understand correctly, Susan expects them to learn this behavior just by rewarding the behavior she wants. Okay, so you are correct. In my relationship with animals, and I don't know to be empathetic to all of you that are listening that come from a different background of dog training, I'm going to try to be very empathetic. But what I want you to, I'm going to preface this by saying, please do not judge yourself for what your mentors have taught you today. Give yourself grace as you're going through what I do to not feel badly in any way. So I'm prefacing that. So I do not believe I have the right to tell my dogs no. I believe they're living sentient beings, that they aren't humans. Although I sometimes wonder about swagger. They're not humans. They can't reason. All they are is a reflection of what I know about dog training. And so I believe 25 years from now, we're going to live in a different world where I believe our dogs are just going to have such massive benefits that things are going to be so clear. There's going to be so many people teaching and doing what I'm doing. And so there's two reasons why I don't tell my dogs leave it. Number one, I need to teach them to want to leave it. Number two, leave it is a cue. Why do they understand leave it? Because you probably said things like good leave it, and rewarded them for leaving it. And so now that cue, leave it, has value. And when we say leave it, we are actually rewarding the dog for trying to take it. That's how reinforcement works. Your words are reinforcing.
So I'm just going to turn the camera on Missy for a second. She's relaxing. Now there's some words I'm going to talk, but is what I call talking dirty to my dog. Me show you a transfer of value to her for swimming and scorbos and seesaw. Seesaw. Once a ball who was on a seesaw and then went swimming. I saw the squad there. I was on the seesaw. Swimming. I went swimming after. That's talking dirty to your dog. That's how really good reinforcement-based dog training. I'm going to give you some cookies because you're just so cute.
When I ask my dog to sit and then I say break, the word break reinforces them for sitting. So that's the number two reason. But part and parcel of number two is what happens. Let me just share with you that the word leave it really and truly only means leave it right now while I can see you. Because if you're not there to stop the dog, it's gone. It's gone. What I want is a dog who doesn't need me to tell them to leave it. They'll just keep going. Now, what if I was out for a walk and my dog came across something that they didn't know? Should I be sniffing this? Or should I be, they're about to roll in it? Or, because honestly, I can't tell you the last time my dogs have tried to eat something. Maybe the puppy has tried to eat coyote poop. Yeah. And so what would I do then? I would just use my recall and knowing when I call you back, I am reinforcing you for whatever you were thinking of doing when I called you. And I know that, so I'll grab my journal. Oh, my journal is right here. I'll grab my journal and I'll write. My puppy has an interest in this. Let's work to remove that. Okay, so when you use the word leave it, it's a behavior chain that you are reinforcing the dog for what they are doing. Oh, there's my journal right there. You're rewarding the dog for what they are doing when you had to say leave it. And just as long as you know, instead of saying leave it, I suggest you say, leave that while I can see you. Try it later when I'm not around. That's what we're really saying, right? So maybe it's longer just to say leave it. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense, my definition of leave it and why I don't use it. Question. I teach leave it by offering a better reward, so my dog wants to leave it. You have got yourself locked in a behavior chain, which is they smell something. So what my dogs would do is they would look around and pretend to eat all kinds of things because then they would get good rewards from you. All right. If my dog says, if I smell this, if I dig at the dirt and pretend I'm going to eat it or try to eat it, and my mom says, leave it, and then gives me a cookie, what if I pretend to eat like this rock? Leave it, and then I get a cookie. So, no, that is a behavior chain that you don't want to do.